Well, so here we are again. Um, so over the past few months, I've changed my offer because there were several reasons. So basically, let me draw out in another, let's see, whiteboard. I want to explain where I'm at in terms of my um, business. So I will be honest though that as far as like, wait, what am I? Where am I? Okay. So as far as the business, like, it's been working. Hold on. I'm pretty bad at multitasking. So let me do one thing at a time. So let me see. Okay, so we made the brand, right? Launched the brand. Brand was doing good. Made a few $1,000, and then what I failed to consider at the beginning was the CPA, which is arguably the most important metric you can look at. Um, so I thought in the beginning when I started my dropshipping brand, I thought, well, if I just generate enough to cover my advertising costs, then I should be good and I should be afloat. Which is not the case whatsoever, because then you have to also take account your shipping cost, your cost for goods, your cost to pay employees, stuff like that. So, um, that's where I messed up big time, right? Because I made a bunch of orders, but I didn't have the cash in hand to fulfill the orders. I just had the cash in hand to um, cover the advertising costs. And sometimes it wouldn't even do that. So that was big no on my part. You guys shouldn't do either. If you guys are starting your dropshipping journey, figure out your cost per acquisition, your break even point. And I talked about that a few videos ago. Um, but I wanted to talk about where I'm at right now and what my plans are to fix it. Because kind of right now, I'm a little bit cooked. How my arm is looking though. I need to get him bitter. This arm has always been smaller. Yeah. But let's get back to the topic in hand. So, like I said, let me show you. So let's say, okay. So I was doing one-time purchases, right? One-time purchases, right? And it was going decent, but what I failed to consider was um, I didn't think about my CPA, which I had to, and that's why it resulted in. Can you guess? Fail, right? Which you have to be ready for if you're an entrepreneur. So, my next step was try it again. Try again, one-time purchases, but consider my CPA right? Which is logical. Anybody would think that. Like, okay, now just do it again, um, but with your CPA, right? CPA, good. But what went wrong here was that it's just it was for some reason. I'm not sure if God just wants me to be more patient, but it just kept on failing, right? Failing and failing and failing and failing, right? Because I would get a good CPA, right? My CPA would do good, so I would then try to scale it to the moon. But as I would scale to the moon, the CPA would rise, right, causing it to fail. So now this and all of this took about 5 months, right? Around? No, maybe like 6 months. 6 months, right? And that's including, design on the store, improvements on the store, changing of offers, changing of ads. What else? Um, suppliers, figuring out shipment, all that stuff. So then nope, did not work out good. So what now? What to do now? You gotta be ready to fail a bunch of times. And I think I've been failing a lot. Like, I've been putting in the effort, but I think it's just I have a deal with God to help me be more patient and better as a man, not just get rich, right? At the end of the day, what we want is more knowledge and actual experience of how to do all this stuff. So, and then what was next? So, what's next? Obviously, this failed. So, now we figured out that there is high demand, right? HD. How did we figure that out? Because even though this did fail, there were always orders, right? Whenever I would launch new ads, orders all the time. So we figured out, okay, a lot of people want this. So now, what we're doing is instead of one-time purchases, subscriptions. Yay. So subscriptions, right? They will pay the fee. Let's say right now, let's say they pay $20. $20 subscription per month. Right? So that comes in the first month, right? And then we generate enough subscriptions. Let's say we generate 1,000 orders within a month or two, right? Which is totally doable once you find a good CPA and a good offer. But I'm gonna get to that in a second. So 1,000 orders. Times 20 would equal $20,000, right, per month. But then you subtract, right, minus expenses, which let's say it's about 15,000, right? 15,000 in expenses, right? So it leaves you with 5,000, right? You're left over with 5,000 in profit, but 5,000 profit. But what I'm gonna do with this 5,000 profit, I'm gonna fulfill all pending orders because I have a lot of backed up orders that I need to fulfill, and which is another thing. One thing that is, it's kind of like, it sucks in a way, is having a lot of mad customers because you couldn't get their order shipped to them on time. Then there's chargebacks, which you don't want, and then there's just bad reputation. But it comes with the process of building your first brand. But let's get back to the point. So with all the profit that I'm going to be generating via subscriptions, I'm going to use to fulfill all past orders. So let's say I have backed up orders totaling, let's say 10,000. 10,000 buckaroos. Right? So, and if I generate, let's make this even higher because I'm not doing 20 bucks of subscription. Right now, I'll be honest with you, I'm doing 30 bucks of subscription, but that's going to change and I'll explain why in a minute. So let's say we generate 1,000 subscriptions at 30 bucks an order. Yeah, so 30 bucks an order. Well, yeah, so it would equal $30,000 per month, right? But then you minus, let's say it costs 15. Okay, you know what? One order, let's say it costs 15 bucks to ship, right? 15 bucks to ship, right? 15 bucks to ship, so 1,000 orders would equal 15,000, right? Which I'm generating 30,000, so leaving me with 15K profit. But then I'm going to use all this 15,000. I'm going to use this 15,000 to ship and fulfill backed up orders. And then that would equal to happy customers getting their orders, right? Orders coming in, shipping, getting them all fulfilled, leaving me with a ton of profit by maybe month, probably 3, once everything is real nice. Oh, and another thing that's good about subscriptions is it makes your business non liable, I guess. Liable? Is that a word? So if let's say your ad account gets banned, right? You still have 1,000 subscriptions, totaling 30,000 buckaroos. So essentially you have a LTV of at least 60 bucks per customer. because they pay for the first order and then they get the next month's order. Then they decide if they want to cancel the subscription or keep going. But what we want is for them to keep going, which would equal a larger LTV, right? So it makes your business, it doesn't leave you with the liability, right? So if your ad account gets banned, it's still going. If, just like they're reoccurring, right? And it's kind of self-explanatory. But I'm gonna explain what to do now. Hold on. So, what to do now is real simple. I tested an offer, right? Which looking back was a pretty bad offer. I tested 60 servings for one subscription, which led me to low CVR. Because it's nothing unique, right? It's nothing like, wow, that's a good offer, right? It's just a regular purchase, right? Which would lead me to this low CVR. But what's also a big hole in my bucket right now is I tested new ads, but what happened? What happened? They have a super high CPC, meaning the ad is terrible. If you have a super high CPC, but your CPA is good, then you're golden. But if you have a super high CPC and your CPA is trash and your conversion rate is trash, there's just too many holes in the bucket and you should not really expect to be profitable, which is my case, which is why I like doing these videos, because then I figure out why I'm doing so bad and what I need to do to fix it. Because when, at least for me, when I explain it out loud, I'm like, wow, how did I not see this? So, ads are bad. Need to make a new batch of ads that I will launch hopefully by, it's 11:04 p.m. right now. Launch it by tomorrow. Get them running for Monday with a new offer. So once I get my ads flowing good CPC, I want at least $1.50 CPC, which right now they're running, as you can see, I'll show you guys. Super bad day today, super bad day today, but we're learning every day. So this one's $3.84, $2.93, $2.86, leading a cost per action $2.90. Super terrible. As you can see, also these led no add to carts, 9 add to carts, and this one delivery error. And then yesterday, right? Also super bad. Not only that, super bad also, right? $2.86, meaning I need new ads and good ads, right? But what you can learn out of this, and I apologize if I'm getting sidetracked, but it's required for knowledge. You need to look at where is the drop off rate? The drop off rate is at 50%. After 50%, they are leaving, right? Let's see today, 50% of the video. Same thing. Oh, okay. So what I see is the one that's getting more spend is getting dropped off at 50%, right? Yeah, okay. So that's a huge portion of people getting to 25% and leaving after 50. So what you can do at 50%, since it's getting the most spend also, is add your offer at 50% so that those people are like, oh wow, that's actually a good offer, let me click, right? They'll check it out. So back to the topic in hand. I'm gonna make a new offer. I might try buy one get one. For a total of $50. Yeah. And then I'll add a second option, which is buy I'm still deciding on the offers. Since I'm already here, I will decide with you guys. So I can try buy one get one free, combined with buy three. Right now, why would I do this? Buy one get one would be $50. Buy three would be 90 $90. Oh wait, you know what? Yeah. Okay, I'm writing out my options right now. So I can do this, right? So that they will see, number one, it works, right? That's why it has such a high priced value. Then it will lead to a higher perceived value for the customer. So why these two options? Well, buy one get one free because everybody likes that, right? And they'll also see, whoa, one of them is $50, so I'll get an extra one for free, so I'm saving $50, right? And why the second option? So that they'll see, whoa, I'm actually saving a ton of money. Wait. So this one would be $150. Yeah. So they will be like, wow, this stuff works. And it can work, it cannot work. I need to be very cautious with this one. This one's just very maybe, very, very maybe. So, what's my next offer? I can do buy one for $30. Or buy two, get one free. I can put this, since it's So, again, like I said, you have to look at your CPA, right, and your breakpoint, and how much profit I want per order. Okay, so 15 plus 15 plus 15, that's 45. So this one would be, I want a profit of maybe, so it says 45 bucks to ship. Minus, let's say I'll put it at, like I said, I have to be very cautious. Buy two, get one free for, I'll label it at 65. Leave me with 20 bucks in profit. Right. See, this is the type of stuff that is really time consuming because, and like, it's kind of stressing in a way because I have to make this work this time around. I can't be half testing stuff because I legit have to make it work this time. I don't know how to explain it to you guys. It's like I have to make an offer so good that people will feel dumb not to buy it. Okay. All right, let's keep making some offers. So what's next? I can try. So this one would be at 60 bucks, right? 60. Wait. No, 65. So this one would be at, put this one at 35. 35 a month for one, or 65 buy two get one free. All right, and what we can also try is I can put, bro. See, because I have to make it good and I have to make it like, I have to increase my conversion rate. And that's a good offer. Because everything else is good. My funnel is good. I need to fix my ads and make a better offer. Because I'm sending them to a landing page, and the landing page has a bunch of information about the product. And then that has a low bounce rate. So meaning they're ready to buy, but they want to see how much it costs or the offer. And if I'm not providing a good offer, they're just going to leave. You see, but like, okay, no more games. I need to focus on what's important right now. No reminiscing, no quitting. So, I can do buy, oh wait, buy one. I can price it higher. Or I can decrease my cost of goods by putting less of the gum in each container. I can do that. Okay, you know what? You can do 60 servings at $30. Alright, so that's just buy one. So buy one. And then I can do buy two, get two free. And that would equal, so 15 times 4. 30 times 2. Oh, you know what I can do? I'm gonna buy two, get the third month free. And that would be 60 bucks. Which leads me to more like this one. Let me see. I can do buy one, get the second month. No. You know what I can do? Buy one, get two free. For 60 bucks. 60 bucks a month purchase. So 15 times 3, which is the shipping cost, would be 45, leaving me with 15 bucks in profit. I can do that. That sounds pretty good. And then I'll do a second option of, so that's three units, right? So I can do, I'll just do by four, which would be 240. Um, and you know what I can do? Sample test. Test. Or I can leave, yeah, just like, I'll figure out the title later, but sample test. Um, I'll do that. 35 bucks. Okay, so this one would be 30 servings. No. 40 servings each. This one would be 60 servings each. And this one would be same thing, 60 servings each. 60 servings each. I just came up with a brilliant idea also. I'll tell you guys right now. So it would be, what, 6 times 4, 6, 240 servings? Yeah, 240 servings. So it would be 180 servings. So that's a really, really good deal. Servings. Then this one would be, yeah, 40 servings. So this one is looking like the best to me. Right, and what I can also do is I can make one of, I can increase the number of servings per each one. Oh, I can make it I can make it 80 servings. That would equal 35 bucks. 37 bucks. I'll calculate the cogs later. 80 serving or 200 servings. That'll be something like 60 bucks. But like, this is something that I have to go through in my head a lot, and I go through it in my head a lot actually. During the day, which something that I've learned as like starting your own business is that it's like it's on your head. It's in your head a lot, and like you have to learn to kind of cut it off sometimes and just like be able to relax because it's a gift to be able to be alive, and You need to appreciate that, and not just not be so sick about becoming successful. You need to be happy with the process, and that's what I'm trying to do. Even with like a bunch of mad customers right now, it's kind of it's a little heartbreaking because it's like I want to get your guys' orders shipped to you, but I simply can't. You know what I'm saying? Um, and they're like they just say mean stuff to you, which you know I'm learning to not let it get to me anymore. But definitely at the beginning, it was kind of not kind of it was hard to like read all this stuff that people would say about my business because it's something that you built with a bunch of hours, and to hear people just talk bad about it, it's like, bro. But because at first I was like, I don't let anything get to me. But like when you've put so much man hours into something just for people to talk about it, and yeah, it's my fault, but it it at first it did get to me the first few months, but now I just I deal with them um, as best as I can, and you know, yeah. But anyway, guys, this is another day of working. I don't know how long this video is, but this is something that I go through in my head throughout the day. Then just come down and write it down. I'll see you guys. I'm gonna um, figure out an offer, and then get some rest. And tomorrow, make a buttload of ads. And I'm talking a buttload. Then we launch again. But yeah. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys soon. And thanks for watching. Thanks for watching to the end. This is kind of more for like documentary stuff. I know maybe like 10 years, 12 years, 15 years from now, someone's gonna look back at this video. I will, and figure out and see why was I stressing so much. You know, like sometimes you have to put yourself in your future self's shoes and be like, what would he think about this, or she, or she. Um, yeah. Something I like to do is always think about my end goal, because if the end goal is like something you're really passionate about, then going through all of this hardship and loss of sleep and the stress, it's all worth it. So I'll see you guys and have a good one. Good day, night, morning, whatever it is. I'll see you guys.